Most men believe women leave suddenly. They believe something must have happened recently, a fight, a disagreement, a sudden emotional shift, for her to finally walk away. But almost every man who has truly lost a woman will tell you the same story in the end. I didn't see it coming. But the truth is, it was coming. For a long time. When a woman finally gives up, it never happens in a single moment. There is no explosion, no warning siren, no dramatic collapse. What happens is quieter, slower, almost invisible, a long emotional process that most men never notice until the very end. A woman doesn't leave because she stopped loving. She leaves because she loved for too long without feeling loved back. In the beginning, she gives everything. Her time, her attention, her affection, her patience, her softness. She invests emotionally in a way that feels natural to her. She tries to build something real. She tries to bring the relationship to a place where both feel safe, understood, valued. When something hurts her, she communicates. When something feels wrong, she brings it up. When she feels neglected, she explains. When she feels lonely, she reaches out. And in every one of these moments, she isn't attacking you. She is trying to save the relationship. But many men don't hear these emotional signals. They hear complaints. They hear pressure. They hear drama. So the first time she brings something up, she is calm. The second time, she is worried. The third time, she is already hurting. And the fourth time, she begins to wonder if speaking even matters anymore. That's the first step of her emotional departure. She stops explaining. Not because she doesn't want to fix things, but because explaining repeatedly becomes painful. When she tries to talk and nothing changes, her heart begins to understand something her mind refuses to accept. I'm alone in this relationship. She starts to observe instead of expect. She starts to pay attention to patterns instead of promises. She starts to feel the gap between what she needs and what she receives. And slowly, she begins to disconnect. The second step of her emotional departure is subtle. She stops fighting. Women don't stop fighting because they no longer care. They stop fighting because fighting alone becomes exhausting. She stops arguing because arguments turn into proof that she's asking for too much. She stops trying to fix things because she learns that trying only leads to disappointment. She stops hoping for effort because hope starts to hurt more than silence. Her emotional world becomes heavy. Not with anger, but with quiet sadness. A sadness that makes her more distant, more neutral, more detached. And this neutrality confuses men. Most men interpret it as, everything is fine now. She stopped complaining. She seems calmer. She must be okay. But she's not okay. She's shutting down. People think the opposite of love is hate. But for women, it's indifference. And when she reaches this stage, she starts to make internal decisions long before she takes any external action. She begins to imagine a life without you. Not because she wants to leave, but because she needs to protect herself from the pain of staying. She pictures mornings where she wakes up without waiting for your message. Nights where she no longer cries silently beside you. Days where she doesn't have to explain herself anymore. Moments where she can breathe again. This is the moment men never see. The moment she begins to detach emotionally. The moment she stops dreaming about us. And starts dreaming about me. It's a silent shift. Invisible on the outside, transformative on the inside. She still cooks next to you. She still laughs at your jokes sometimes. She still says, good night and good morning. She still shows affection, but something is missing. That spark in her eyes. That warmth in her tone. That excitement in her presence. She is still there. But not fully. And here is the irony that breaks so many relationships. The moment she finally appears calm is the moment she is closest to walking away. Her emotional goodbye happens long before her physical goodbye. By the time she actually ends the relationship. By the time she says, I can't do this anymore. Or, I feel like I lost myself. Or, I'm done trying. She isn't deciding to leave. She is accepting a reality she has resisted for months. Her quietness wasn't peace. It was surrender. Her distance wasn't rejection. It was protection. Her silence wasn't comfort. It was the last step of the breakup you never noticed happening. And this is why men always say the same sentence after losing a good woman. I didn't know she was unhappy. But she showed it. She showed it in her tone, in her eyes, in her patience fading, in her attempts to communicate, in the way she slowly stopped asking for things she once needed. A woman only stops asking when she stops believing there is someone on the other side willing to hear her. When a woman finally gives up, she doesn't explode. She doesn't break things. She doesn't create chaos. She simply lets go. Quietly. And that quiet goodbye is always the loudest message. But by the time a man hears it, it's already too late. The emotional breakup happens long before the physical one. A woman doesn't leave when she walks out the door. She leaves the day she stops recognizing herself in the relationship. And the day she decides to stop fighting for something she feels she's fighting for alone. Men lose good women not because the love ends, but because the effort does. And when she finally leaves, she isn't looking for someone else. She's looking for herself again. The version of her that existed before she became tired. Before she became unheard. Before she became invisible. That's the moment a woman finally gives up. Not suddenly. Not dramatically. Not loudly. But quietly, gently, painfully. And always long before a man notices.